So moving right along, let's talk about how do you open up an image in Photoshop. It's pretty straightforward. In this class, you're going to be required to have a lot of different images, and only one of them do I require that you shoot the image yourself. That's going to be for the composite portrait. Here's an example of a past student where you have to shoot some portraits. Other than that, you can browse online and you can look for images. It's always going to be an issue to find large images. But before we even get to that, my recommendation is that you create a folder for this class, call it Dart 100 or Digital Imaging, and then inside that you might even want to have more folders for each one of your homework assignments, just because we'll have a lot of different images per assignment. So for example, you're going to have a project, portraits, and so maybe you want to have a folder for portraits, or you can look through each module and see what the project name is or the assignment name is and make a folder and then save your images into there. So that's my recommendation. Now once you're in Photoshop, open up an image you already have saved on your computer. You would just go to File, Open, and browse for the folder. Not a problem. And then hit Open. So as you're probably familiar from any other kind of software program. Now let's say you were browsing for images. So as I mentioned, images need to be pretty large. In the first week, your first homework assignment that you're doing, you don't have to worry about image size, but after that you do. So I just want to point out, if you are searching for images, doing an image search on Google, for example, if you go under Tools, you can select the size. So that's a good start. I have under Course Information, so if you go back to the main tile page, and under Course Information, if you look under Resources, I have a list of a lot of different places you can go to get images, and one of the ones I like a lot is Pixabay. And so here's an image I pulled up, I did a search for on Pixabay, and when I went to download it, it gave me some size options. So past the first week, so again, in the first week, it doesn't matter the size of your image. It just, hopefully it's not so small. But it should look at a decent size when you're looking at it at 100% on Photoshop. But after that, all of your images will need to be around 2,000 pixels. So something like this that is 2,150 by 3,000, this is going to be a good size. You might be able to get away with this one, but it's not going to cover the entire background. So Pixabay is another place that I recommend looking for images. So I could download this, and then once I've downloaded it, I would move it over into my folder, and then same thing, go over to Photoshop and just do File, Open, and look for that image and open it up. Just wanted to point out another way that maybe you want to get your images, and that would just be from copying them directly from the web. Now if I did that here, I'm not going to have the option to pick my download size, but so maybe I'll go over here, pick an image. If I right click on it and I say copy image, I could also say save image and then save it onto my computer, save it into my Dart 100 folder. But I could say copy image, and then I go over to Photoshop, File, New, and what's here, the size that it's set up, it's what was on my clipboard. So it's whatever I just copied. So I could just simply say create, and then I would paste it in. I could go to Edit, Paste, and that's another way I could get an image in. Okay, so pretty straightforward. If you have any questions about how to get images into Photoshop, just let me know.